Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be teaching you how to analyze data in Jupyter Notebook and also to visualize the analyzed data in the Jupyter Notebook. And today mainly we will focus on the Excel functionality, that is the pivot table, and let's see how we can do this in Jupyter with very minimal coding. So that is the video tutorial today. Hope you will enjoy. And if you're new to this channel, please press the subscribe button and click on the bell icon to get notified. To begin coding, we are in the Jupyter Notebook tab. Go to New and select Python 3. This will open the Jupyter Notebook, and we can rename the notebook name as crosstab underscore tutorial. So today we will be seeing crosstab functionality in the Jupyter Notebook, or it's under the pandas in Jupyter Notebook. So we have we have tutorial 2. Let's label. Yes, now we have the file name ready, and let's look at the database what we are going to analyze today. So we have the database here. Let's open that quickly. And so this is the book sales details of Amazon. In Amazon we have the name, author, user ratings, reviews, price, year, and the genre. So we will be analyzing this data today. We have around so we have a lot of data here. So let's see how to analyze this. So I'm just going to close this. Now coming back to the notebook page. Now to analyze the data we need to import pandas. Import pandas as PD, and we need import for visualization. We need seaborn as SNS, and import matplotlib dot pyplot as plt, and we want to plot this inline, so we can use this code matplotlib inline. So first part of the importing the essential features are done. Now we can access the data which we want to analyze, or the file which we want to analyze. So we can write as df for data frame, and pd dot read underscore csv. Now we have to enter the file name here. So go to here, I will just copy this and paste it here. We need to put a bracket. It should be in the, and one thing we have to remember is this slash need to be changed, else it will throw up some error. And the name of the file is book underscore sales dot csv. We can just verify that. Yes, book underscore sales is the name. Okay, now we have the file ready, read. Let's check the data frame. Just press the run. Yes, now we have the data ready. So by default it will give the 5 data points. If you want to increase 10, you can get 10, or you just type the only the df, then you will get the full data. So we have 550 rows here, so the full data will be displayed. And if you want to only see the first 10, we can just give the head and give 10 in the bracket, so it will output the first 10 rows of the file. So now that is done. Now let's describe the let's see what is the description of the data frame. Just go to describe. So we have different heads. User rating is there, review is there, price is there, and year is there, and the count of these each of these are 550. So 550 data points are available. And you can see there after decimal there are so many digits. So to control this, you can use a round that will give so only one decimal. So if you want two or three decimal after the decimal points, if you want two digits, and then you can just put 2, then you will give 2. So we have described this function. Now let's see the info of this data frame. If you go to info, you will get the information on the type. So we have here 550 entries are there from 0 to 549. So the pandas index starts from 0. So that's the reason. So there are 550 entries and it starts from 0 to 549. We have name field, author field, user rating, reviews, price, year and genre. And all of these having data. That's why non-null. So everything is having data. So we have covered this, and now let's use the crosstab function. Okay, let's use, so we can go here and use the crosstab function. For that we can go to pd.crosstab. So you want to see what is there in the data, just let's check df.head to get an idea of the different heads in this. So we have name field, author field, user rating, reviews, price, year and genre. So we can go to pd.crosstab and call a df.author, comma, df.year, comma. Now we have the author and year details. That is the column. Year is coming under the column and author will be the index. And next select the values is equal to df.price. So price we want as values. And we want the aggregate function as sum. Okay, let's run this and check. Yeah, so now we have year in the column field and author name in the rows. And you can see here we have NaN values. So how do we remove this? Is that if you just put fill Na is 0, then we will get that as, so this is more easier way of representing, or more schematically good to see this than NaN. So now we have assigned null values to 0. Here you can see Abraham Varghese has sold in 2010 and 2011 for $11 a book. Similarly, you can see other authors also, the sales between 2009 to 2019. Now, if you want to give margin, you can give margins is equal to true. So, which will give the sum total of all the fields from 2009 to 2019. And we can even rename this by using margins underscore name. So we can give this as a grand total or total. So let's give grand total. Oh, there is an error. Okay, we have to put this in quotes. Yes, now we have replaced all to grand total, both at both the sides, in the rows as well as in the column. So now we have the data with grand total. So Abraham Varghese has sold the total sales across the year is 22. So that is the sum of sales price. So $11 book in 2010 and $11 in 2019. 11 and the grand total is 22. So we have seen the round function and fillet function. And now let's see how to normalize this data. So normalization is for converting it into percentage. So we can put normalize is equal to index. We can normalize to column also. Let's run this and check. Yeah, now we have this is output in percentage. We have the grand total also. We can just use the round function to get round, and we want 4 digits, let's say. If you run this, yes, now we have the data here. And this, as this is in percentage, we can just output this into 100, so it will give the percentage output. Yes. If you, let's see what happens if you put in columns. So now we have the grand total in the column field also. So that is the percentage output from the total sales. I mean to say that, okay, let's put this into comment and let's run this again with just the, so we don't need we don't need the normalized value. Just remove that and then run this and check. So we have 22 here and the total is 7205. So the percentage output is from the 22 divided by 7205. That's the value which we are getting there with the percentage output. So now we have the result. Let's assign this to another variable called df1, or we can assign this to, instead of percentage value, we can just assign this to df1 is equal to, oops, let's comment this, and now let's call df1. Now we have the data here. Now let's write this into a file. So for that we can just write df1 dot to underscore csv and give the path name in the same folder. Let's give it as a sorted file. Just copy and paste it here. And instead of book sales, we can just give it as a sorted. So now we can see here there is only one file in this folder. So once we write this file, we will get the sorted data also. So now it is done. Let's see here. So now we have the data here sorted. So the sorted data has author and year details and the grand total of the price. Let's close this. And we can access this analyzed data for further analysis. So let's call this again pd.read csv and call this file name to open, and further analysis can be done on this. Okay, now we have the file. Let's check. Let's see this as df2. So now we have the new output. So earlier we have seen that the df1 data is different. So df1, let's say df1 we can give, so that has the grand total and all these details. So we have used this, and df2 is the data here with the grand total. Let's check. Let's say df. So df was the first one. So this doesn't have the grand total, but if you see df2, we have the grand total. So okay, let's use this file for further analysis. Let's say if you want to target specific information, let's say log, and the author you want to see is JJ Smith, let's say. The sales of JJ Smith, and just let's run this and see. Okay, we have some error here. Okay, let's put df2 dot author. Okay, now we have the details of JJ Smith. Similarly, we can use, if you want to see multiple data points, we can use this function instead of specifically calling out certain author name. You can just give dot log. So let's just check the info of df2 before going to analyze this. So we have around 249. That means 248 data points are there. 249 data points are there. 249 entries are there, and that is 0 to 248. That includes the grand total also. So 0 to 248 is the range. So we can call df2 dot log and colon 247. So we don't want the grand total details to be coming here, comma, and we need what all details is required. We need author and the grand total of the column. Let's run this and check. So now we have the authors and the grand total. We can add in multiple details. So if you want only the first 10, we can just run 10. So we will get first 10. Or if only want 5, then we can just put 5. We will get the details. Now let's use the complete 247. So 0 to 247. And now we have everything up to 247. Now let's sort this. So we can use this function dot sort underscore values. We want to sort based on the grand total. Let's run this. So we have the data sorted based on the grand total, but okay, let's see if you want to sort based on so this is in the ascending order. We can call ascending equal to false. So now we have the larger value at the top. Suppose if you want to sort the top 10 sales based on the top 10 sales, we can just give head 10. So let's run this. So we have the top 10 author names based on their sales. So that's how we can use the crosstab function to use and sort and filter data. It's like a pivot table in the Excel. Now we can visualize this data. Let's see how to visualize this data. So we can use the seaborn function sns dot box plot. First, let's see the box plot function. X is equal to, we can give year as x, comma y is equal to price, comma q is equal to, we can give year as q, we can give genre so that we will have another variable here, genre, and we can give the palette we can choose the color red. We will use red and blue here. And the data is equal to df. SNS dot define offset, we will give 10, and trim is equal to true. Let's check whether it will run here. Yes, now we have the visualized data. So here on the x-axis and the price on the y-axis and genre in the color box plots. So the data is plotted. So price and the price plotted against the year with genre and genre. Okay, so let's use the another plot, sns dot scatter plot. So data is equal to, we are using the initial data df, and x-axis we can give price, and y-axis we can give user rating. Let's plot this and check. So now we have the price and the user rating plotted in the scatter plot format. We can change this to year. Let's see how it runs. So now we have the year versus the user rating. You can even change to reviews. So there are multiple ways we can analyze and visualize the data. So we will see one more plot, that is the replot function in the seaborn. So g is equal to sns dot replot, and the data is equal to df, x is equal to price, comma y is equal to reviews, and column is equal to year, and hue is equal to year, and the kind is line, and we need the kind is equal to line, and the palette is crest. You can give the line width equal to 4 and aspect. So these values need to be generated by multiple times, but I have already generated this, I know these values. Otherwise, you may have to check based on the plot. Legend equal to false, and let's run this and check. Oh, there are some issues. There is a error with this dot replot, and there is one issue. Okay, we'll come back to this later. Showing error. Let's see what is the data is df, x is price, reviews, year. Let's run this again and check. Okay, there is some issue. Okay, we will plot this later. Let's check another one. SNS dot pair plot data is equal to df, hue is equal to year. Let's run this and check. Yes, now we have the pair plot wherein you have the user ratings, reviews and price in the y-axis and paired against the multiple parameters with the years, with the year data. So this is another way of looking at the visualization. And I would like to show you something that is called the seaborn. Statistical data visualization. So we can see here there are multiple ways of visualizing the data. So let's use, I think this is the replot, small multiple. Let's see, I think this is the data. Okay, it's not replot, it's rel plot. So that was the error. We can just put rel plot. No, there is some error. Line 2D object palette, I think palette. Palette spelling was wrong, that's why it is throwing an error. Let's run this and check. Yes, now we have the plot ready, and hope you're clear with this data analysis and visualization. You can tweak in the various parameters here to get slightly better visualization. And so today we have seen the data analysis, crosstab, and the data visualization using log function as the crosstab function. If you like the video, please press the like button and share it with your friends.